Irresistible Students Coaching video blog. I have a quick point I want to share with you today, and the reason I'm sharing it is because it's happened like twice in the space of, I think, 2 weeks, and it just proves the same point that I've been trying to share to a lot of students, and it's to say that you can literally turn simple opportunities that you come across on a day-to-day basis into success. A simple line that I want you to hold and remember for the rest of your life. Success happens when opportunity meets preparation. The reason it happens is because you don't begin to prepare when the opportunity comes. The current economy is so crazy, so bad, and you need to do things differently. You can't do the same things over and over again and expect a different result. Okay, let me give you the two examples that I was talking about, and the reason I actually thought I would make this particular post. The first, I was in UCL. I was just about to give a presentation, and I was sitting down with a few of the students who were organizing this particular seminar for their society. And one of the students, let's call her Jenny. Jenny was sitting down there, and I said to Jenny, so what have you been up to today? And she said to me, well, I've just been making applications. And she happened to mention that she made an application to an organization that I was just consulting for at the time. And I said, oh, interesting. I actually manage the particular program you've applied for in that organization. Would you like an interview? And she literally looked at me shocked, as any student would be, and said, what do you mean interview? I said, I'll give you an interview now. Just, I manage a program. I don't have to wait for you. I don't have to wait to go and review your application. I like to meet people in person. And she said, okay, what the heck? First thing, she was willing to give it a go. That's the most important thing. Be willing to take risks. And then I asked her 4 questions. 1, why are you interested in the particular industry you've applied to? Interestingly enough, she gave me a good enough answer. And that's the first point. It doesn't have to be the sort of answer you would give if you were going to an interview, but she gave me enough to let me know that she was committed and she knew what she was talking about and what she was trying to get into. And the next thing was, why do you think you're suitable for this particular career? And she gave me very good reasons why she thought she was most suitable for this career. The next point was, why do you want it? And why should I give it to you as opposed to the next student? And again, she had something to say. And I'm not saying she was just blabbing. She was actually saying, impressive statements and answers. And finally, I said, okay, what relevant experience do you have that shows you're actually committed to this and you really want this, you really want this opportunity to interview? The most interesting answer, she said, you know what? I actually don't have direct relevant experience for this particular industry. But what I do have is experiences from other things I've done, and they've given me the skills that are transferable to the particular industry I'm interested in. Wow, Jenny impressed me. Because on the spot, an opportunity came up, and she was able to seize the opportunity because she was prepared, at least in her case, partly prepared. And so, let's look at another example. A week later, I was in another university. I was in Warwick University in the UK, and I just finished giving a presentation. At the end of the presentation, as students would do normally, a lot of students came over, asking me questions, asking me to help in one way or the other, giving me different scenarios, and I was preferring solutions. One student walked up to me at the end of everybody else and said, hi, are you Uche Ezuchi? And I said, yeah, I am he. And he goes, well, if applying to the program you manage for your particular organization, I understand there's an assessment center coming up next week. Can I come for it? That's a very direct question, and I felt a bit like, do I say no, do I say yes? And the normal answer would be, thank you, what's your name, send me an email, or email this particular person, and I'll review your application and try and come back to you quickly. But me being me and wanting to give people opportunities, I said to him, oh great, tell me, why do you want to work in the industry? He told me, gave me a very good answer, and it wasn't the generic fluffy, answers that everybody can give. Let me give you an example. If you want to work in the industry because it's challenging, wrong. Every industry is challenging. If you want to work in the industry because you get to work with people and because you're a people's person, wrong. Every industry requires you to work in people or part of teams. Anybody can say those things. You need to come up with something that is unique, something that shows you've done your research, something that shows you know what it is you are trying to get into. And then I ask him, why do you think you're suitable? He told me again, gave me a few good reasons about why he was suitable. He related his skills, his experiences to the needs that will be the needs and skills that are needed for that particular organization or industry. And I said to him again, and so tell me, why should I choose you above everybody else? And finally, what relevant experience do you have for this particular industry you're trying to get into? Unlike Jenny, let's call him Joe. I'm not very creative here. Joe said to me, actually I have experience in, he called a fantastic organization in the industry. He was wanting to get into investment banking. The last summer he had just spent some time with a private equity firm. I was impressed. First year student, trying to get into investment banking, he caught my attention, guys. And I had to ask him, how did you get there? That's not normal. And he said to me, I was cold calling. I said, what do you mean cold calling? He said, well, I called every organization I could find, asking them if they had opportunities for me to work in this summer, in this case for free. That one characteristic set Joe apart from the other 50 students who came around to ask me questions at the end of the presentation. How many students cold call just to get an opportunity? I saw commitment, I saw dedication. As Joe spoke to me, I saw hunger. And I gave him the opportunity. I told him there and then, you can come to the assessment center, just send me an email. And so, what are the 4 things I'm trying to say? Some people call it elevator pitch. I like to call it the perfect pitch. You never know when the opportunity is going to present itself. One student asked me and said, well, Uche, would you say that some students are just lucky? I said, well, you can say that, but luck presents itself to everybody. The lady I met, Jenny, luck presented to her that particular day, and she was able to seize the opportunity. Success happens when opportunity meets preparation. And you will hear me say this over and over again. What are you doing every day to become the person that you want to be in the future? 4 questions. Why do you want to work in the industry you're trying to get into? A good, nice, unique answer that shows you've done your research. Why are you suitable for it? Why should I choose you above everybody else? And what relevant experience or transferable skills do you have? Practice these questions in front of a mirror. Speak to other students and band ideas together. Come up with your perfect pitch. And in the not so distant future, because you are ready, because you are prepared, the opportunity will present itself. Thank you. Leave a comment below.
Students inspired to succeed.